Hi, it's Lipstick Gal. Thank you so much for watching today. I'm just gonna put some makeup on and I hope you'll join me. Oh, it's finally that time of year when there is yard work being done, so you might hear lawnmower, edger. It's happening. There's a lot of extra noise going on outside today. I'm just starting with some Beauty Pie Under Eye Corrector. This is our Super Luminous Under Eye Genius. And I love this stuff. Trying to be super productive today. I don't know if that's gonna happen or not. I was awake earlier than I wanna be on the days that I don't work. I have a ton of stuff to do and I have a commitment tonight. And I'm like, I have to get all this done before. How do you handle that when you get to that point where you have like a ton of stuff to do, there's a lot on your plate, and you need to get it done before a certain point? I usually just make a list and I prioritize that list and I just work my list. I'm just worried I'm gonna get to the end of the day and my list is not gonna be complete and I will start getting behind. I'm gonna be using the, oh, this is such a mess. Oh, well, real. It's the Beautiful Skin Foundation from Charlotte Tilbury. I have one pump on the back of my hand. Oh, I have a palette. I always do that. All right, well, it is. So I'm just gonna tap some of this on my face. The school year is almost over. My kids are so excited. So excited. We were hanging out with some friends last night and there's a lot of agriculture in the part of Washington where we live. And there is a local farm that allows kids as young as 12 to start helping with picking the produce. And my oldest daughter did it last year. She went to pick strawberries and it's a really short season because, you know, berries only last for so long. The temperature gets too hot and then, you know, they're done for the season. My youngest has a really good friend who's doing it this summer and she was trying to convince her. She's like, you should come and pick strawberries with me. And my youngest heard all of these complaints from her sister last year. She's like, there's no way, I'm working at the strawberry farm. But now she's wondering because another one of her friends from school is going to be doing it. I did not grow up in the town that we're living in right now. I moved here in college, moved away, and then came back. But what's really funny is that the people we were visiting with last night, our youngest daughters are really good friends, and the parents and my husband and I are really good friends. So I was asking my friend, I was like, is this kind of a thing? She goes, oh yeah, all locals send their kids to work at the strawberry farm. It happens all the time. And it's like, are you really from this area if you didn't grow up picking berries? And I was like, oh. So Ava, my oldest, has already done that. And I'm trying to convince Lily to do it. And for me, it's not so much that I need her to get a job, but I need her to understand how hard manual labor is. And that's one of those things that I feel like if she understands that, she'll appreciate the people who do it a lot more. I also feel like there's something, you get a really good work ethic when you're doing physical labor. I did stuff like that when I was a kid. Both my parents did it when they were a kid, and it was important, and I don't want to force her to do it, but I think it would be really good for her. My friend's daughter is doing it because she wants to do a special activity this summer, and her mom's like, hey, our budget's already set. If you want to do this, you'll need to earn the money yourself. And so her daughter's like, I'm gonna go pick strawberries. I'm gonna be using this. I always forget what it's called because I've used it so much. The name has worn off. This is the Estee Lauder Double Wear, I think the Radiant Concealer. I love this. This is the lightest shade in 0.5. And I'm gonna put just the smallest little amounts on places where I feel like I have just a little bit more to cover. I would love to know what your plans are. I know it's still May, but as we head towards the beginning of summer, what are your plans? Are you doing anything fun for Memorial Day? I would love to know that. We're gonna have some family visiting us later this month. Our oldest is finishing middle school, so 8th grade graduation, and she's excited about it, and I'm still in that mindset of I'm gonna have a high schooler on my hands. And I think a lot of it is my mind's eye. They're still like my little kids and they're not that little anymore, you know, at 12 and 14, grown up enough to have a summer job. My oldest daughter is gonna be working a little bit this summer. And she's hoping to be able to keep this job just like, you know, maybe 6 hours or 7 hours a week during the school year. My oldest daughter is really industrious. She really wants to like get a jump on the professional world, and she wants to, like in high school, she's like, I can't wait until I can take advanced placement classes. And like if there's like a overachiever award, it would go to my oldest. So I'm trying to just make her, with her, it's not worrying about her just relaxing all summer long. It's about making sure she doesn't overextend herself so that she can actually enjoy being a kid while she's still a kid, because the time is passing pretty quickly. I need to set my face. I'm going to be using the e.l.f. Halo Glow Setting Powder. This is one of my favorite powders, and it's not just my favorite like drugstore powder, it's just like a favorite powder. I love when products are just so good. I don't really have to qualify high-end or drugstore, just good. I have been reaching for this Units brush a lot. This is the 301 face brush. I love it for bronzer, obviously. And today I am using the Infallible 24-hour bronzer. I have the shade Fair 200. It's the lightest shade they make. I have been using this a lot recently. Like really, I feel like it's super easy with this brush. It's almost like I don't have to really pay attention. I can just kind of stamp it where I want it. And I don't feel like I'm picking up too much. I just keep going back in for more. I'm going to be using a Pat McGrath blush today. This is the shade Fleurtatious. This is one that I picked up at the beginning of this year, and I really enjoy. It's soft, it's rose tone, but also a little bit nude, and it's so pretty. For highlight today, I'm using this. This is the Master Chrome from Maybelline, and I was like looking through my drawer going, what is it that I haven't used in a while? Since I'm kind of going for kind of like a rosy eye today, I was like, I'm gonna use a pink highlight. And this one's beautiful. This is the shade Molten Rose Gold. I haven't intentionally been doing this, but I've just been realizing that, you know, high-end stuff and drugstore, and it's not necessarily just like trying to make sure I'm doing an equal split of each. I'm just reaching for what's exciting right now in the moment, and I love that I have a beautiful collection of both high-end and drugstore. Are you diehard drugstore person? Are you diehard high-end? Or do you have kind of like an equal mix in your collection? I feel like I'm getting to know the drugstore a lot better. For the longest time, and maybe it was a misnomer on my part, I just didn't feel like I was getting the quality I wanted from the drugstore. But I feel like in the last 10 years, drugstore quality has really changed, like really changed. And maybe it was always good and I just didn't know it. I'm gonna use the e.l.f. Ultra Precise Brow Pencil in my brows today, and the Wow Brow from e.l.f. to kind of set them in place. I always wonder how close I am to finishing a brow product. Oh, I've got plenty left still. I finished one just a couple weeks ago that I'd had in my collection for a while, but I've been focusing on trying to get it finished. And I don't ever like to get to the point where I feel like I'm without. So it's good to know I still have plenty of that left. I'm gonna throw a little bit of the Wow Brow in. And I feel like I've had really good success with the e.l.f. brow products because the shade works for me. I use the shade Neutral Brown. I have picked the wrong shades up. Brunette sometimes can be too dark. And when I was still dyeing my hair, you know, 3-4 years ago, I would use auburn because I was dyeing it kind of an auburn color and it was too red. I find that colors can be a hard match for me, and maybe I'm not trying the right shades. I did not have good success with drugstore brow products in shade ranges until I discovered e.l.f.'s Neutral Brown. So I use Neutral Brown in their pencil, I use Neutral Brown in their Wow Brow, I even use Neutral Brown in their, what is this, their regular $3 brow pencil. Like, it's my perfect shade. It's dark enough, it's not too warm, it's not too deep. That's what I really love about the e.l.f. products. I feel like, and maybe that's why I'm kind of brand loyal, is that the color works for me. I've tried other ones and they're too dark, or they're too warm, or they're too ashy. I don't know, I feel like this one just really works. For eyes today, I'm gonna do something a little bit simple. I'm gonna use one of the Viseart Petit. This is the one in Framboise. And this is one that I just recently picked up. They had a sale, their spring sale recently, and I was like, oh, I don't know. I'm gonna start with this matte here all over the lid. And this was a color when they first launched in the fall of 2020, it didn't pick up. And I was kind of like, I don't like pink eyeshadows. That has changed so much in the last, I would say, year and a half, because last spring sale, I picked up the Paris Edit. I picked up the Midsummer, that is kind of the cool and plummy pinky tones. I also have their Cashmere palette that has some rosy plummy tones in it. And I've been picking up rose themed tones left, right, and center in the last year. So when I was looking online, I was like, you know what? I'm definitely gonna pick up this guy right here and see, because I love this little 4-pan size. This is my favorite. You might hear my youngest practicing violin in the background, sorry. It's the sort of day where we have so much to do. If I ask her to wait until I'm done filming, she won't get her work done either. I'm gonna use the Rosy Metallic on the bulk of the lid. Maybe I should just use my finger. Oh, hello, yes. And this sparkly kind of vanilla shade on the inner third and inner corner. I'll probably put some of those mattes on the lower lash line, throw on some mascara and liner, and I'll be right back. I've been trying to decide if I wanted to do kind of like a long-lasting matte lip or if I want to do a glossy lip. A glossy lip is really my favorite, but I've kind of been defaulting to that. So I think I'm gonna go for something different. I'm just gonna look through, I have a little turnstile with all my lip products in it. I think I'm gonna go for this. This is for Beauty Pie. This is their Velvet Matte Lip Crayon, and this is the shade Caught Me. I really like the way this look turned out. I feel like this pinky eye here is really soft and easy. This is the sort of thing that's gonna go in rotation for work, like instantly. Super easy, super like quick to apply, and limited shades really makes me happy. I got this during the Viseart spring sale. I also picked up this guy right here. This is one of the Untitled palettes. And it's, you know, neutral but leaning warm because it has yellows, oranges, and that blue in there. So when these originally launched, there were 4 of them. I only picked up 2. And then I got this one, and I was like, maybe I should get the other one. So before the sale was over, I placed another order. I've got a bronzer coming, and I also picked up the chocolate one, the chocolates. The one thing that I did get in my initial order with the other palette, is I did something that I've been wanting to do for a long time. I've had these Viseart palettes. This is the Neutral Mattes 01, original one, but I had it in the old packaging where it was glued in. And I love that over the years, Viseart has made all of their packaging. This is another Viseart palette that I have. They have turned everything into a magnetic palette, so you can just pull things out and they go right back in, and you can rearrange things. You can make a palette of your own. I got these slim palettes here, and I depotted everything. So this was super hard to depot, but I'm glad I did it. I broke about 4 of them. 2 in this palette and 2 in this palette. This is the Sultry Muse. But I love now that I have the ability, if I ever want to kind of create my own custom palette, I really love the quality of the Viseart shadows. And now every single shadow that I have, from these palettes to this size to the Big Daddy here, they all come out and I can rearrange them to my heart's content. Now, some pans are different sizes. Some are smaller, some are larger. That's fine. But I can make any sort of palette that I want. And with the wide variety of shades that I have, and I know the quality is so good, I just couldn't pass up the opportunity to put these in the sort of packaging where I would get more use out of them. Thank you so much for watching today. This is going to be a welcomed addition to my collection, especially since I'm very into rosy tones right now. Let me know if you have a favorite kind of pink or rosy toned eyeshadow palette. I would love to know what it is, or if you love Viseart, which is your favorite product that they make, because they don't just do eyeshadow, they do a ton of other stuff as well. Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. Have an amazing day. and I'll see you again soon. Bye.